And welcome, Warriors of Light, to Final Fantasy ASMR. In the previous chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR, we defeated the second of the 4 elemental fiends, the Fiend of Fire, Marlith. This leaves 2 more elemental fiends left that are draining the land of their resources, power, energy, and spreading darkness and misery across the lands. So please join me, Alakazam ASMR, as we continue our adventure, our grand adventure, in the legendary title known as Final Fantasy ASMR. Please enjoy, my friends and dear Warriors of Light. We will pick up where we left Amano, Shenwu, Lucille, and Erebus, right outside of the Crescent Lake. Now, in the previous chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR, we obtained a canoe, which allows us to cross lakes and small rivers. So that's the hint, I believe, the game is going to give us. There are these branching paths beyond the areas we have already explored. So let's turn random encounters on. And since we'll be going into the water, we are going to replace our ice brand, while powerful and imbued with the power of ice, with the Coral Sword. It will be effective against aquatic enemies. Let's go continue our grand adventure. Let's go canoeing. Free red piranhas and a white crocodile. Target the white crocodile first, as it does serious damage. But the Warriors of Light have been growing in strength, and so increases their attack capability, as well as their defensive capability. Shenwu in particular is doing incredible, beginning to do monstrous amounts of damage with no weapons at all. Victory is ours. A great feature included in the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. If we want to at any point, I thought I'd mention this, you can change the modifiers and how much experience you gain. So if you don't want to level grind too much, you can increase the level experience gained by up to 4 times, or remove it altogether for challenge runs. Same thing with Gil. You can increase the amount of gil you gain in battle by up to 4 times. To give you the most straightforward, plain Final Fantasy experience, we're going to keep this at 1 each. This will keep the leveling as natural as possible. We don't want to over-level and make it seem as if the game is completely easy, which it is not. The game at any moment can strike and give you a game over. So let's make sure we give you the most authentic experience we possibly can. If Shenwu and Amano are doing this good numbers, these good numbers of attack, that is, then we don't want to get it even higher and make the rest of the game look easy. We want to explore this game as much as we can to give you the most enjoyable and relaxing ASMR experience. Nice work, Warriors of Light. I'm going to swap the Coral Sword for the Ice Brand. Let's see if the sheer damage increase outweighs the Coral Sword. Well, it does get bonus damage, The ice brand might actually do more damage. Only one way to find out. And while we're at it, let's heal up Shenwu. We've got plenty of gil, so we can always stock back up to 99 potions, a cheap way to heal ourselves. Dead end, and we encounter a Neochew. Still pretty good damage with the ice brand. I'll take it. So this path leads down to Mount Gulg. So if we go more to the top right, we might encounter a new area we haven't found before. And while we're in the river, we will gain experience from fighting these piranhas, crocodiles, and Neochews. Every now and then one of them will hit us for high damage, but we're doing well and getting good experience points. Amano gains more strength, and Lucille gains a bunch of different stats. So it's worth our effort to go through this area. We'll get into a few more battles, and then we'll turn the encounters off. Since we're in a river, let's cast Thunderga for massive damage on all enemies, since the game has spawned so many at once. Come on, Erebus. Use the power of darkness and black magic to smite our foes. Thunderga. Excellent work, team. A great increase in experience points allows Erebus to level up. Their intellect grows, meaning their spells, their black magic will do even more damage. We'll use a cure spell, or two, and some lower level magic to save us on using potions. So it seems this area up here leads to a dead end. Let's see if there's another way we can approach. And we'll cast a low-level Thunder spell. Still a really good amount of experience points in this area. So, since the encounters are relatively simple, we might as well take advantage. Trolls and Minotaurs. Let's see if the Ice Brand makes quick work of them. Very good damage. This is where Amano closes the power gap between himself and Shenwu. While Amano has to use a weapon, it means that we can exploit elemental weaknesses in enemies. So we can fight werebeasts, dragons, and enemies weak to ice. Maybe we'll find more elemental swords as we continue our grand adventure. By turning the encounters off, we can explore a little bit more and see roughly if there's any other exits. There's a cave up there. This path doesn't lead anywhere. Maybe there's a dock on the map. Let's return to our pirate ship. Now with encounters off, this is more of a leisurely canoe down the stream. A useful way to navigate the map. This wide open area would imply that there might be a dock here, and there is. Let's enter from this point of the river. Lots of water, so perhaps the next fiend, the next elemental fiend, is something affiliated with water. There's only one way to find out. and that's by continuing our quest. The fact we have defeated the Fiend of Earth, Lich, and the Fiend of Fire, Maralith, is very heartening. Ah, we can reach this cave from here. At least it seems so. Let's hope our training in the stream has left us prepared for what lies ahead. Before we go into a dungeon, let's use one of our cottages, which will fully restore the party's HP and MP. Basically like staying in an inn. Get rested up, both the Warriors of Light and yourself. Alright. Lucille is now beginning to max out. She now has a few casts of level 7 and the final stage, level 8 magic. Same thing with Erebus and Black magic. And the more we level up, we're going to get more casts of lower level spells. So, we have 5 casts of Quake and Death, which are instant death spells if they connect, and Thunderga, a very effective black magic. Whereas Lucille can cure petrification and raise the entire party's defense at once, as well as heal our party members and even restore them to life, and buff ourselves with resistances to lightning damage, fire damage, and ice damage. I think we are very well prepared. Let's enter whatever this place is. The Cavern of Ice, B1. There's one room, no, make that 2 over here. Let's explore it a little bit. But of course, the enemies aren't going to make it easy. Undead creatures. There's not that many of them, so let's just go through them with blunt, raw force. If the game decides to spawn a large number of them, we'll use Lucille's magic to banish them with the power of Diara. Shenwu levels up and gets more strength and agility, as well as luck. The more that Shenwu's base level increases, so does the rest of their stats, and the potential of their attack power. Let's try a cast of Diara. Lucille, let's deal with these undead creatures. Even though we're in the Cavern of Ice, the Ice Brand is doing very admirable damage. And Lucille is able to take down 2 enemies on her own. The training we did in the stream is definitely paying off, as there's a significant experience point drop-off. It's going to take us a while to level up at this rate, if those are the enemies we have. So we'll kind of flick the encounter rate on and off. A straightforward room. Just go to the bottom left. Let's see what else the game can throw at us. A white dragon. I wonder if it's a Blue Eyes white dragon. But let's not get carried away. Amano tanks the blow very admirably. And it goes down in a single strike. Our Warriors of Light are very powerful at the moment, so let's keep going onwards. The game is spawning a bunch of enemies at us, so we'll cast Diara and Fyra, undead creatures being weak to white magic as well as fire. So even though the game outnumbers you at first, you can even the odds by attacking many opponents in a single move. And having your support character in Lucille able to do this kind of damage, it's very satisfying. And we're getting a lot of gil for defeating so many enemies at once. We'll be able to buy a lot of potions with that. Turn the encounters off for now. Little bit of exploration. The floor seems to be weak here, so let's be careful when we approach. There's some kind of orb in the middle. We need to try and obtain it. Monsters. We triggered their trap card, didn't we? Dark Wizard. Let's see if we can go through them quickly. Let's try and cast Scourge, a lower level instant death spell. But let's see if it works. Oh wow! They can cast Thundergar and Death. This is bad. Scourge. It missed. Luckily, we were able to take them down to physical moves rather quickly. Oh no! Thundergar targets all of us. Shenwu falls. Avenge our fallen comrade with Fyra. Powerful beasts. The chest contained clothes. After all of that, we got caught off guard. I knew, being dark wizards, they could cast spells, but spells like Thundergar, which are very powerful, caught us off guard. Luckily, this is why Lucille is here to heal. She can cast Life, which will revive Shenwu, saving us from having to go to an inn. Then, we'll use Curaga to almost restore him completely back to full health. And multiple casts of low-level cure magic bring us back to a suitable fighting condition. See if we can get this other treasure chest. As I said before, just having the encounters off does not spare you from battles, which is why it's a bad idea unless you're doing a challenge run. Because it might, well, it might stunt your growth and the strength of your characters. But perhaps that's what you want. Oh, magnificent! The chest contained Flame Sword. We have a new elemental sword, and we are in a cavern of ice. Putting game logic to the test, this weapon is slightly weaker than the Ice Brand, but it strikes with the power of fire. I'm willing to bet many creatures in this area are weak to flame. So let's test it out. Let's try and walk on the floor. Oh no. Well, it was worth a try. We land right next to a monster. Undead creatures. We'll leave this to our mages. Lucille will cast Diara, and Erebus will cast Fyra. Leave Amano and Shenwu to defend, just in case. The enemies don't do an insane amount of damage, but there's a lot of them, so we need to attack as many at once as we can. But one cast of Diara, and have a look at Lucille. Very nicely done, dearest Lucille. By checking the map, we can see there's 2 treasure chests over there on the left, and 6 of them at the bottom. There is another 13 chests in the cavern of ice. Let's go grab them, taking damage in the process. Monsters. 2 white dragons. I have to try my best to not say blue eyes, don't I? They cast Ice Storm instead of White Lightning, which hits multiple party members at once. Oh wow! Besides having a very cool animation, the Flame Sword is very effective against these creatures. And we obtained Ice Armor. So Flame Mail protects us against ice, and ice armor guards us against fire. Since they have identical stats, we are in an ice cavern. So, let's keep ourselves protected against that. Heal up. Mithril gloves. We already have a pair. Unfortunately, Erebus and Lucille can't equip them. If we get to the bottom left, we can find another area that has treasure. 6 treasure chests to be exact. With monsters, of course. Winter wolves. Some attacks from our warriors and a fire spell should hopefully do the trick. Nice one, Erebus. Almost ready for another level up. 1180 gil. And more monsters. Let's repeat the previous action. You can really see the efficiency of the Warriors of Light now as we level up. Amano has great attack, but most importantly strong defense. Almost always the last one left standing. Shenwu gives us raw, offensive power. Lucille gives us support magic. And Erebus can inflict status effects, as well as smite the foes with black magic. This balanced combination of attack, defense, support, and offensive magic makes the Warriors of Light a wonderful team to be sharing this adventure with, alongside yourselves, my friends, as we get filthy rich. 10,350 gil. Yep, we can buy a lot of potions with that. 5,454 gil. 5,000 gil. 7,900 gil. 9,900 gil. We're getting filthy rich in here. But we seem to be handling the enemies in this area rather well. There are 5 treasure chests in here, so we must be nearing the end of this place. Let's prepare for any traps. An ether, which can be used to restore the magic of our mages. 10,000 gil. This game is being very generous to us all of a sudden. A sleeping bag, 9,500 gil, and an ice shield. We are in the ice cavern, so the ice shield has identical stats to the flame shield, but it guards against fire. So if going to an area with fire creatures, we should use this. Would have been cool if we went there first. Yeah, Captain Hindsight. If we went into this area first, and then... Well, I made a little bit of a mistake. If I went to the Cavern of Ice first, and then Mount Gulg, we could have made things significantly easier, with equipment to guard against fire. But hey-oh, we need to come in here anyways. We want that crystal, that mysterious stone that was inside the cave. Let's see if we can grab it by falling through here. What is this, anyways? It's guarded by a monster called an evil eye. Let's deal with it swiftly. Thundergust, smite the evil eye. And Erebus levels up. What is this? A Levistone. A Levi stone? Levistone? A key item. A mysterious rock that floats in the air. Wonder if we can find some use for this. It's a key item, so surely it must be some kind of useful thing. But we're trapped in this area with a monster. Let's get out of here quickly. Many undead creatures. A Diara or a fire spell should make this rather simple. Nice one. Alright, let's get out of this place. Need to go back from whence we came. Making our way out of here. And we found an exit. Now, the Levi Stone. Where could we use such a thing? All we know is it's a mysterious rock that floats in the air. Well, let's get back to our ship and brainstorm a little bit. The game should surely give us a hint of where we're supposed to go with this Levi Stone. Also, it should be time to rest up a little bit. I know. Let's head back to Cornelia, the place where it all began. Let's rest up, and it's the center point of the entire map. So we find out where we are supposed to go. We should find it out rather quickly. And then, we're in a centralized area where it shouldn't take too long to figure out where this Levi Stone is meant to be used. But look at the map. We've pretty much explored half the continent already, and taken out 2 of the 4 elemental fiends. You gotta love that. Good opportunity to get rested up as well. Cornelia. Oh hey, the dancing girl. Maybe she has information. Hi there, I'm a dancer. What's that? You want to dance with me? I don't know what else to tell you. How about we have that dance? What do you say? Even the dancing girl doesn't know what to do. Maybe we just wanted to say hi. Maybe it was Erebus. Although we can't tell, because we can't see Erebus's face. They are rather shy. Maybe it's Shenwu who secretly just wants to see the dancer. That stoic face. Maybe they're more human than they're letting on. Who knows? Maybe I'm just shoehorning my headcanon into this. Let's rest up. Federgil per night. Pleasant dreams, warriors of light, and you, my dear friends. All right. Before we set back out and continue our grand adventure, for safety, let's save our game. Save complete. So the dancing girl didn't seem to know. Any hints? Who else would be the most knowledgeable? I say we go visit the village of the elves. Maybe they might know something. And take a leisurely sail down. The grand orchestral theme really sells the theme of a grand adventure. If someone was going to be in the know, maybe they would be in the castle. A foul creature lives in the cave to the west. The rotting of the earth is its doing. I just know it. We've already dealt with Marlif. The prince is awoken. Thank you. The elven prince we saved before. The dwarves? The armory was guarded. Maybe someone around there has an idea. Whoops. Went off map there for a second. Shenanigans ensue. Let's check out the armory. Maybe we'll get a hint of where we're supposed to go. Sorry. Just shows you how easy this area is to miss. The treasure room has been secured with the mystic key. Maybe someone in the town, perhaps. Oh wow! By the power of the Levistone, a great sail rises into the sky from the sand sea below the crescent. This character said they were a prophet in a previous chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR. So, the Levi Stone, the Levistone, needs to be used in a sand sea. We haven't encountered a desert yet, so it should stand out like a sore thumb whenever we find it. Ah, I see you now. Hidden away here. A sail rises from the sea. Let's find out. Let's activate the Levistone. Oh, wow. The Warriors of Light obtain an airship. This is a straight-up improvement to the pirate ship we obtained from BK in Provoca. The airship is a magnificent construct that has become iconic in the Final Fantasy series. The airship is usually a sign of great progress, giving you the availability to go around the map unimpeded. How do you do that? By sailing through the air. Look at this. We can fly right over the ocean. Look how quick we are now. And we even have our own theme song while we fly around the map. Look how quickly we got from one side of the continent to the other. Now we can reach the northern continent with ease. And we can go back and get the pirate ship anytime we wish, as long as we have a safe landing zone. We can land pretty much anywhere. There's a town here we haven't explored, so you can land safely. There's a spot up here. Now look how far up north on the map we are. Let's turn encounters on. We've never explored here before, so who knows what could lie in wait for us. Hopefully we're well prepared and go find out this town that lies in the southern tip of this continent. Hilgigas. With the power of the airship activated by the Levistone, we have more options to explore the world and discover the other elemental fiends. Maybe in this new town we'll find a use for the massive amount of gil we have obtained from the ice cavern. 2 trolls and 4 minotaur zombies. Strong creatures, but I think the Warriors of Light will be able to manage it. Let's see if Erebus can cast Quake. It triggers. It takes out one of the Minotaurs instantly. Two left. Victory is ours at 5,000 gil. As we draw closer to this mystery town, hidden far away in the northern continent. Lufenia. Lumpa Gamido. It seems they speak an ancient language. Unfortunately, we don't speak the Lufenian tongue. But it's good to know they are here. Looks like we're gonna have to come back here later. Perhaps we can find some way of translating their words. Well, we've marked one area down on the map that we can explore at a later date. Perhaps we can unlock the secret of the Lufenians. There must be more towns and areas we can discover thanks to the airship. That's the only drawback of the airship. It needs a suitable place to land. But besides that, sky's the limit as you sail through on your new airship. This will make navigating the world much, much easier. As we explore the world of Final Fantasy ASMR, we're going to find more and more powerful enemies, more treasures to be found, and more evil to be banished and destroyed. Another town hidden in the north. What's this place? Gaia. A typical town. Very large area, in fact. This is Gaia. Outsiders often call our town the Eye of the Hawk. To our south is an ancient city known as the Wing of the Hawk. Who's this over here? Have you visited the Wing of the Hawk? I can't understand a word they say there. Same. We're not the only ones with that problem. I don't believe it. You're outsiders, aren't you? How did you make it this high in the mountains? Can you fly or something? No. That's impossible, right? Busy, busy, busy. Swish, swishery. That broom's always trying to weasel its way out of its chores. I don't know what to do with it. Seems like the people of Gaia have quite the knowledge of magic. We need to check out their store sometime. Because Lucille and Erebus are now capable of casting level 7 and level 8 magic. A fairy was living in our spring, but I haven't seen her lately. I wonder what's happened to her. My dad was always telling me how the castle to the west was a place to test your courage. A castle to the west, you say? Gotta check it out. I saw a shining light fly off to the west in the night sky. I know I saw it. Plenty of hints of where to go. Let's check out the weapons shop. Cat claws. A knife. Nobody can equip it, though. We can also buy armor-wise. A ruby armlet gives a significant boost to defenses. Protect ring, a ring that guards against instant death. That's an incredibly useful ability. It's going to be expensive. What we're going to do is buy 2 ruby armlets for our mages to boost their defenses. Then we're going to buy 4 protect rings. We need as much protection from instant death as we can possibly find. Instant death can be absolutely devastating to a party, so let's make sure that we are protected against it. White magic, level 7, Curaja, fully restores one ally's HP and cures some status effects. Incredibly potent. And Diaja deals magic to all undead enemies. 2 very useful spells. What else do we have? If we go to the black magic store, you can learn Blizzaga, which deals massive ice damage to all enemies, and Break, which petrifies an enemy. Oh wow. We've got to make a choice here, haven't we? These spells are very, very expensive, but very potent and useful. You see, when you create your starting party, your warriors of light of your chosen professions. This is why the red mage is a very powerful class to use early on in the game and the late game. The red mage has the ability to learn both black and white magic, making them very potent. But up until a certain point, they don't learn the most powerful white and black magic spells. That is left exclusive to the white mage and black mage classes. So we will be able to test out the most potent variations of healing and offensive magic. Once we get the guild, of course. There's another black magic store in here. This has level 8 magic, the most potent types of magic you can buy in Final Fantasy. The black magic spell Stop stops time and paralyzes all enemies. Warp, which banishes enemies to another dimension, an instant death spell. And Kill, which instantly kills one enemy and sends them to the Shadow Realm. Basically, Warp is a multi-target instant death spell, and Kill is a single-target death spell. All extremely potent spells. And for white magic, level 8 you have Holy, which damages all enemies with a holy light. Null All reduces damage from spells by half, basically protecting us against everything. And Dispel negates an enemy's magical defenses. I think we should build our way up to this. So what I'll do is... We cannot learn this magic yet. It seems like we're going to have to reach a higher level of understanding. I'm sure if we continue our adventures in Final Fantasy ASMR, we will be able to unlock the potential to use these very, very powerful magics. So even though we can afford them, we cannot learn them yet. Even us Warriors of Light have our limits at the moment, but in Final Fantasy fashion, limits are meant to be broken. We'll return here once more when we hit our limit break. So let's spend some money on items, excuse me. Buy some ethers to restore our magic. Okay, that should do us. There was a scholar studying the Lufenian language, but I can't seem to recall his name. A scholar, you say? Wasn't there a scholar in a previous chapter of this series who said he knew everything? We have to pay them a visit sometime. I caught the fairy, so I figure she's mine to do with as I please. What's the big deal? So I sold her to the caravan. So what? caravan. Maybe we'll find this ferry at some point that people have been speaking of. What a beautiful area. We'll have to return to Gaia when we reach a new level of understanding. Lots of areas to explore. And with the addition of a world map in the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, we can now map out certain areas. Meant to be a castle here where we can test our strength. Let's keep exploring for now. Let's see what this hole in the ground has to say. Before we go into anywhere, let's see this place. The Dragon Caves, B1. Just treasure in this place. Alright. 2000 gil. 1455 gil. 2750 gil. A dragon. Only the truly brave can obtain a token of their courage. 2750 gil. 9500 gil. 1520 gil. And an X potion. The X potion is a very potent item. When you use it, it fully restores your HP. We're going to equip our ruby armlet to Lucille to boost her defense to 25. And we're going to have her equip a protect ring, which will also boost her defense and protect against instant death. Lucille's got quite a good bit of defense now. And the ruby armlet can be equipped to Erebus, as well as the protect ring, giving our mages really good defense now. We're going to equip the Ice Brand and a protect ring to Amano, giving him very solid defense and high evasion. And Zhenwu will wear one piece of armor, the protect ring. As long as Zhenwu doesn't have a weapon equipped, we're alright to equip at least one bit of armor. I don't think a ring. His evasion only drops by 1%. Yeah, let's do it. We don't want Zhenwu left exposed to the status effect of instant death. A Beretta? Powerful looking creatures. Very powerful creatures, doing 92 damage even to Amano. Very strong creatures in this area. In case we get into a random encounter, let's pop up a tent. Recover our HP and MP. Even though we're just going on a quick airship journey to these caves, even an enemy along the way could spell our doom. Let's see what's in this cave. Another area. Just a single dragon in here. Let's say hi. Once, long ago, there was an age when man and dragon lived together. How interesting. So there was an age where man and dragon were not enemies, but friends. Keep exploring these caves. We found treasure in one of them. Inside here, more dragons and some treasure chests. They don't seem to mind. They're a friendly bunch. It is a rare thing to have humans visit us here. If you are valiant warriors, you should speak to Bahamut, our king. Bahamut is the king of dragons, and will later become a very prominent character in the Final Fantasy series going forward. If you've played the other Final Fantasy titles, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and this game is no exception. Bahamut is the king of dragons, surely an important character. We obtained an elixir, a very good healing item, a cottage, basically an inn on the move, and 1,000 gil. The dragons of the Cardian Islands have no love of senseless killing. Well, that's good for us to hear. We want to make friends with everyone we can. Once long ago, the Northland was filled with beautiful shrines and towering mechanical castles. So very long ago. It's a shame for what could have been. Besides the Chaos Shrine and the Dragon Caves, we've gotten every single chest we can possibly obtain. So, since they're nearby, let's keep checking out the Dragon Caves. Free treasure chests left. A gold needle which can cure petrification, and a dry ether, a more potent healing item that will restore MP. And a tent. How nice. You do not fear me. You have some spine in you, human. Well, they're friendly, so we just gotta pop around and say hi. Check out the rest of the Dragon Caves. A long passage to the bottom. B2. Could this be the one who calls themselves Bahamut? This is the chamber of Bahamut, the Dragon King. Mind your tongue. The Dragon King looks within to measure a person's true courage. Bahamut. I am the Dragon King Bahamut. I confer honor upon those with strength and courage are true. Return to me with a token of your courage. We bumped into a problem at Gaia. We could not learn the level 8 and 7 spells. Perhaps with the knowledge and blessing of the Dragon King Bahamut, we can reach new heights, like on the back wings of a dragon. We need to find some kind of proof of our courage, then perhaps Bahamut will bless us with new knowledge and understanding. And we passed by a castle which was said for testing people's courage. So, before we go and find that castle, we better train up a little bit. These enemies are dealing massive damage. 144 to be precise. Our mages aren't doing too much damage to them. Shenwu and Amano can do damage, but our mages are struggling. Let's see if a death spell. No, unsuccessful. Let's deal with this quickly. A 1,000 experience. Even though we got on just fine in the previous areas, the north of the continent is filled with dangerous enemies. Could be a sign of things to come. More challenges lie ahead in Final Fantasy. Have you spoken with our king, Bahamut? The Dragon King confers a great honor upon the brave. That's what we hope to obtain. It is customary for dragons to venture northeast to the Citadel of Trials. There we must test our mettle by claiming a token of courage from within. The form of the token of courage changes with the times. Do not let its appearance deceive you. So this token of courage in the Citadel of Trials could take the form of something potentially unassuming. Alright. It's time to go and test our courage. There's a Citadel of Trials there. We cannot land there, however. We need to park up a bit further away. Very far away. You can't park there, mate. Okay. Let's rest up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a journey before we can get to the Citadel of Trials itself, but the reward should be worth it. And who won't say that the Citadel itself doesn't have treasures that we could use in our adventure? Let's set off. Were-tigers. Nice. Keep going. It's a long way to the top, isn't it? Any challenge this game throws at us, let's do it. Some enemies are significantly stronger than others. So we need to use an application of combat, magic, and tactics with strategy. Were-tigers. They have poison in their fangs. Well, we've leveled up. Go try something out. I'm gonna swap the Ice brand for the Werebuster. It drops our attack significantly, but maybe the damage bonus against beasts will be enough to make up the difference. If not, we will swap back into the Ice brand. You don't know until you try it out. And we have plenty of potions after purchasing them in Gaia. This saves us spending our magic. With our canoe, we can cross over here. A lot of enemies. Let's not get overwhelmed here. The Werebuster sword is doing well, though. Cast Quake. Free enemies are felled instantly. Fire. Excellent. We need to build ourselves up to this. So now, let's use a cottage and rest up before we enter the Citadel of Trials. It is a trial after all, so I am expecting the game to throw as much challenge as it possibly can at us. So before we enter, let's for safety save our game. Save complete. So, the Citadel of Trials lies ahead. Let's check it out. Mysterious looking place. Let's turn the encounters on. A sage? All the way out here? You come bearing the crown, I see. Your fortitude cannot be questioned. Indeed not. Very well. I shall grant you the right to undergo the trials. Go now. Sit upon the throne. Your courage will be put to the test. If true courage dwells within you, you will find proof of it here. We need to prove ourselves to Bahamut and to ourselves. Sit upon the throne. We are teleported. Second floor. Ah, it's like a labyrinth. Seems these mechanisms will teleport us to different places around the area. If we can use the teleportation technology, we can find treasure in this area. There are 10 treasure chests. There must be some valuable items inside. Minotaur zombie. Erebus levels up. If there are beast-like enemies here, the Werebuster shall serve us with. It should serve us very well. Multiple branching paths. So we've been down this path before. Need to memorize. So we went to the upper path. So if we go to the lower path. Medusa. Medusa is from mythology and is famous for petrifying its foes. See if we can take her out quickly. Excellent job, Warriors of Light. Best way to stop a status effect is stop it happening in the first place. These trials will put us to the test. So this top left corner, left or right? Rakshasa. The Werebuster sword should serve us well here. Being cast slow to, well, slow us down. They cast fire, but we're resisting it rather well. Because they are slowing our number of attacks, we aren't doing as much damage as we should. But we won either way. Let's see if the ice brand does any better now. Now remember this. We took the left teleporter at the very left side. Left down. We've been here before. We need to remember all of these. Mummies. Wait a minute. If there's undead creatures here, that means they should be susceptible to flame and white magic. So, to save on casting magic spells all the time, we should equip the flame sword to Amano once we're done. Yeah, let's do it. Equip the flame sword. So we go to a path we can walk down. So we take the bottom teleporter. We follow the path down. Let's not go in circles now. Yeah, the flame sword is being very effective against the undead here. Not the most powerful creatures, but they do swarm. Gotta love that elemental effect on the flame sword. So we took this path before. So this time we'll go left up. Not sure if I'm repeating myself. That's the room we came from. Shenwu's force is enough to one-shot these enemies. Even though Shenwu is one level below, that's going to be sorted very soon. We want to navigate this place, sure, but we also want to find its hidden treasures. There must be valuable items inside this place, waiting for worthy warriors of light to use them. I'll trial and error this. So the upper path leads us in a circle. Preemptive strike. Once the experience tails off in this area, we'll turn the encounters off to make this go a little bit faster. The flame sword's making this much easier. Being able to take advantage of elemental weaknesses is definitely a bonus. So we went to the left there, so let's try the right. There's a little treasure room in there. And 4 portals. Which one's the right one, though? That's the question. Horned devils. Get a preemptive strike in. Take them out before they become a significant threat. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. Just trying to get things done quickly. Probably a trap in here. Just to be safe, gonna cast a Healara. Cure everyone a little tiny bit. Oh, there's a potion inside. Never mind. At least I was prepared. We'll take the first teleporter. We'll trial and error this. Yeah, so that one sent us back. Getting a lot of gil back that we spent back in Gaia. That's good though. Hopefully if we prove ourselves worthy, we can learn the most potent spells, and of course afford to actually use them. Nicely done. Raw attack is serving us well so far. So we need to take the right teleporter in the top left corner. Rakshasa. These enemies have blinded us, so we'll take a shot at hitting them anyways with a status effect. Now we missed a quake. But Lucille finished him off. Nice job. Dearest Lucille. So we'll take the second teleporter. Trial and error. We'll keep doing them until we see what we find. So the second one doesn't work. Our training across the world is really beginning to pay off. We're able to take some of these random encounters and make it less of a challenge. But we're also making sure that we can go through them quickly, so we're not lagging behind in experience or gil, saving us from having to stop repeatedly over and over again, eating into the runtime of this series. It also allows us to conserve our spells for when we truly need them, when we get spawned by multiple enemies at once, or boss encounters. This is going to be low and then the one on the right. I'm going to turn the encounters off for now. Just focus on navigating this area. Long winding pathway, top left, right, and then third teleporter. Yeah. Okay. So 2 teleporters, this third one here. This doesn't work as process of elimination. Oh. Well, there mustn't be any more treasure in this area then. Alright. We'll take it. Now we're on the 3rd floor. Big wide open area. Turn the encounters back on. A monster is waiting for us. 2 nightmares. Unicorns. They could cast magic, so let's try and deal with it quickly as we can. Not the first thing you'd imagine when you hear the name Nightmare. It's a pretty looking unicorn. Healing staff. Oh, that's a magnificent item. Lucille's using this. It has less attack. However, it has an ability. It's a staff that casts heal when used. So this is an item that can be used for unlimited casts of a spell. So, I'll show you what I mean. We're going to use our healing staff. While Amano, Erebus, and Shenwu are attacking, we can cast heal. And we can do this an unlimited number of times, rather than eating into our MP. So every turn, Lucille will cast a small heal on the party. The Warriors of Light are now so strong that it's not much of a heal, but still. It saves us having to keep that spell in our inventory, and we can cast it as many times as we want. Can we use it outside of battle, though? That's the question. We can't use it outside of battle, because that would make overworld healing really easy. But still, the healing staff is purely designed for Lucille anyways. Steel gloves, another ice brand, and a ruby armlet. We already bought one of those. With the heal magic, we get a little bit of health back for the entire party. They were able to cast Curaja and slow, their magic becoming more debilitating. Their debilitating spells are becoming troublesome. Quake missed. So did silence. You know what? These enemies are a bit bothersome. There's no shame. Live to fight another day. I'm not running away. I'm fighting in the other direction. 5 treasure chests in here. 7340 gil, 1455, a cottage, and monsters. Clay golems. It's an ambush. Oh no, they're casting haste on themselves. This means they'll be able to attack more times in a turn. Target this one in particular. Kuraga's cast, restoring Shenwu's health. And Quake triggers. Dangerous enemies, they could do high amounts of damage. But, even in an ambush, the victorious Warriors of Light reign supreme, and we level up again. I did say this trial would put us to the test, and the chest contained gauntlets. Steel gloves, not as much protection as the Protect Ring, but it's something. The cool thing about having the healing staff is we don't need to have it equipped to use it in battle, so we can still whack away with a mithril hammer for a bit extra damage, and still have the benefits of a healing staff, an unlimited heal spell, whenever we want. However, we obtain this magnificent item, gauntlets, gloves that cast Thunderer when used. Nobody in the party can actually equip them, but that's okay. Now we've got a magnificent ability. So we found 2 items that cast spells as items. If we get into another battle, I can show you. We obtain a rat's tail. What could that be for? A token of valor and strength. Well, Bahamut's servants did tell us that it could take the token of anything, so don't judge it by its appearance. A rat's tail, though. How strange. This next monster could be tough. Dragon zombies. We're going to use... Oh no, I tell a lie. We do need to be able to equip the healing item, the healing staff. Oh, how unfortunate. Wait, it's a dragon zombie. So if they're zombies, they're weak to flame, surely. Fire. Great experience points. That's rather unfortunate. No party members can equip this right now. What a shame. If any party members could equip the gauntlets, we can cast Thunderer any time we want. What a shame. If only there was some way to equip them. So we'll give the healing staff to Lucille and prepare for this next opponent. Another 2 dragon zombies. Cast Fire on both of them. And Diara makes quick work of the dragon zombies, and Erebus levels up. We got all the chests in the Citadel of Trials. I actually thought we needed to get some more, but I'm content with returning from whence we came. We should go back and speak to the King of Dragons, Bahamut. So, we've encountered a unique problem. We found a healing staff that allows us to heal our party for a small amount of damage. All you gotta do is have it equipped, and then use it as an item that never, ever runs out. More potently, we found an item that when equipped can be used to cast Thunderer, a black magic spell, as many times as we want. But we need to be able to equip it to use it. However, maybe with new knowledge granted to us by the Dragon King Bahamut, we might be able to use them. And if not, there's surely more relics scattered throughout the world of Final Fantasy that we can actually use. For now, let's take the modest rat's tail to Bahamut and see if Bahamut's blessing allows us to reach a new level of understanding and begin a limit break. Limits are meant to be broken after all. Here we are, Bahamut. We have brought the humble rat's tail to you. Is this a token of our valor? Let's find out. Long has it been since men and women of courage stood before me. Your bravery seems worthy of consideration. The rat's tail you carry is a fitting token of courage and strength. So be it. I shall honor you with titles befitting your valor. As Bahamut spreads his wings, we are blessed with a limit break. Restore the crystals to grace. Our entire party has changed. Amano, Shenwu, Lucille, Erebus. This is almost like character development for us. I always imagined Erebus being the shy type, and now they have gained such power that they are willing to show their face, pixelated as it is. This isn't just cosmetic changes either. Allow me to explain in a moment. We didn't just get a cool new appearance in different outfits. This is a class promotion. Amano has gone from a warrior to a knight. Shenwu from a monk to a master. Lucille from white mage to white wizard. And Erebus from black mage to black wizard. Now, what does this mean? Interestingly, Amano actually has the capacity. Cannot use magic, huh? Well, he looks cool, doesn't he? Shenwu still can't use magic, but is very powerful. Lucille now has the option to learn level 7 and level 8 magic. And Erebus can learn level 7 and level 8 magic as well. New levels of understanding. With our Warriors of Light upgraded. Let's go back to Castle Cornelia and rest up. We still have 2 elemental fiends left in our adventure. You look a bit different since last time we were here. Look at the humble beginnings we started from. Amano doesn't just look cool. Amano now has the ability to learn certain levels of white magic. So, Amano can learn Cure, Dia, Protect, and Blink. So, I'm going to teach Amano Cure, giving them the slight ability to heal. They cannot learn Dia, but they can learn Protect and Blink to raise their own evasion. So Amano actually has the ability to cast certain magics now. So we're going to go around the map in our beautiful new airship, and we're going to see just how many spells that Amano can learn now. Zhenwu is still perfectly fine without learning magic. However, Amano has new capabilities that you might not think a knight would be able to learn. This is going to make Amano even greater of an asset as a warrior of light, a friend, and a party member. Look how quickly we can go around the map. Melmond. Amano won't be able to learn black magic. Let's see how far up this goes. So Amano can't learn up to level 5 magic. That's fine. That's Lucille's specialty. So level 1 white magic. Go to the village of the elves now. Let's see how much magic potential that Amano has. It might not be much, but for the party member with the highest defense. Oh. That's wonderful. Amano can't learn all of the white magic spells, but he can learn Null Blaze and Cura. So Amano can heal the party a slight amount and protect us from flame. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, where would lower level magic be? Maybe Provoker. So we've been to Cornelia, so Provoker's over here in the east. White Magic Store, over here. So, Amano can also learn Blindner, which cures darkness. Can actually learn all of the level 2 magics. Very interesting. Will give Amano the ability to cure themselves or an ally from blindness. Darkness, I should say. Also give them the ability to cast Silence to deal with mages and spellcasters. And Null Shock to protect against lightning damage. It's looking pretty promising so far, isn't it? I wonder how far Amano's potential can go. I think they probably will only be able to go to level 3 white magic. But for our paladin, if you will, a knight, being able to cast a little bit of magic while also being an absolute tank in defense and a powerhouse in offense really helps balance out this party. So now it's time for Lucille and Erebus to learn the most potent forms of magic. Look at Lucille here. A appearance drastically changed, undergoing our transformation from warriors of light to warriors of true legend. Now, in our current state, and we will only get stronger from here, Lucille can cast level 8 magic 4 times, and level 7 magic 5 times. And some of the options available are very, very useful. So Erebus, first of all, we're going to teach to learn Blizzaga, which is a very devastating ice-type attack. Break is very useful as well, causing instant petrification. We'll build our way up to level 8, but we'll get the level 7 magic right now, as we'll be able to cast it more times. We're going to give Lucille Curaja, which fully restores one ally's HP and cures some status effects. So it's basically the ultimate healing spell. And Diaja, a very powerful anti-undead spell. We should be able to afford just one, only one more black or white magic, a tier above what we're used to. We need to choose it wisely. Holy Null All. Dispel. Or Stop, Warp, and Kill. We have plenty of instant death spells available that we can cast multiple times. So I don't know. I think to be safe, we're going to give Lucille some offensive potential with the level 8 white magic. Holy. We are warriors of light after all. So, with our warriors of light, very powerful indeed. Let's go exploring the map even more. There's an entire area we haven't gotten to yet. The only thing left in Gaia of interest, besides the potent magic, is the fact they mention a fairy of the spring having gone missing. There's a small town here. Let's see if they know something. Easily accessible thanks to the airship. However, monsters lie in our path. Need to keep accumulating as much gil as we can to afford the highest capacity spells. Onrak, a new village. Look at my legs. Aren't they wonderful? I love having legs. Look, did you see that move I just did? Shenwu, you seem a little too interested in this. Oh, now you go away, once accused. You ever hear of something called oxyale? No? They say that the shrine sank into the sea 200 years ago. Now there are mermaids living there, or so the story goes. A sunken shrine, you say? That Underhill fella from the caravan had something very weird for sale. Didn't a pirate sell the Fairy of the Spring to the caravan? We have to find them. Anyway, blasted. Haven't been able to catch me a single fish. How am I supposed to keep food in my plate and in my belly? So it seems the seas are drying up of fish and filled only with monsters. This has to be the influence of the elemental fiend of water, whatever their name is. Kope's been spreading some nonsense story about how he saw a shining thing fall out of the sky. All of the NPCs giving key information that could come in useful later. They say that this used to be a beautiful village until about 200 years ago. Are those legs really yours? Well, yeah, Warriors of Light never skip leg day, I guess. My father's with the caravan. Right now they're over in the desert to the west. They usually pitch camp by the forest near the north of the desert. I hope he comes home soon. There we go. Now we know where the caravan trader is. They must have something useful for us. The sunken shrine is said to be filled with riches. Silver, gold, diamonds, even tablets describing lost languages and civilizations, if you believe the legends. Tablets describing lost languages. We could use that to understand the language of the Lufenians we encountered earlier. Long ago, an ancient race known as the Sky People used a language called Lufenian. My brother, Une, would always tell me how he'd figure out how to speak it if he only had the Rosetta Stone. I see. We encountered Une in a previous chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR. So if we find this so-called Rosetta Stone, perhaps we can understand the language of the lost Lufenian people. A dragon? Still living in harmony with the humans. What an anomaly. Amazing, humans have been honored by the Dragon King. Yes, we have. What lies over here? Hi, my name's Copy. You want to hear about the shining object I saw? I think it fell somewhere near the waterfall to the north. No one believes me, but I think it was some kind of mechanical creature. Mechanical creature, you say? Huh. Interesting. I wanted to save the mermaids living on the seafloor, so I made this submarine out of a barrel. But when I went underwater, I started running out of air. I couldn't breathe. It's totally useless. Even worse, it's dangerous. You'd better keep away. It looks like the mermaids are in trouble. Under the sea. 200 years ago, the shrine of Onrak flourished. It brimmed with the power of water. I ask but one thing of you, please, restore that power to its former grace. We've restored the earth, quenched the flames of destruction, and now it seems we must restore the element, the crystal of water. That means a dark elemental fiend must be associated with water element. I need to find a way to use that submarine. I'm willing to bet the Fiend of Earth is residing in its natural element, water. You can get black magic spells here. Saber, which raises the caster's attack and accuracy. And Blind, which blinds one enemy with darkness. They are expensive, however. And for white magic, Lucille can learn Null Death, which enhances the party's defense against instant death. And more importantly, Hialaga restores a lot of HP to the entire party. Pretty much one of the most useful spells in the entire game. We're gonna have to go and make some money to afford these spells. What we'll do is, we will rest up and then go looking for that desert caravan. Pleasant dreams, Warriors of Light. Both the ones on screen and the ones watching the screen. That's you, my friends. Pleasant dreams, and thank you for making it this far in this ASMR fantasy experience. Alright, now that we're well rested, let's head out to the desert and see if we can find this desert trader. Turn the encounters on. We need to defeat enemies to obtain some gil. They cast Dark, and Sleep, and Blaze. Using our healing staff, we recover a little bit of health. With this nice little rotation, 3 of our Warriors of Light will attack with raw offense, and Lucille will keep healing a little bit of HP. So we actually want to encounter enemies on the way to this desert, as we need a lot of gil. 2 Ochus and a Hydra. $504 gil, not the largest amount. Let's see if the enemies in the forest give more gil in exchange for being vanquished. 3 worms. Shenwu's power able to just overwhelm them in a single attack. Well, single attack as in the flurry of fists that get dispensed. We'll see if Erebus can cast Scourge. And Scourge destroys the enemies in a single spell. And Scourge destroys the Hill Gigas in a single move, and Amano levels up. So unfortunately it is going to be a little bit of level grinding at the moment. To Remora. Hopefully these enemies drop decent gil. $2,000 gil. Not bad at all. Another Remora. Or Remoraz. This one dropped 1,000 gil. We're getting good levels on our characters, so it's worthwhile to train up a little bit. Since there's a lot of enemies, let's use Fyra. Burn our enemies away. Continuing on. These enemies look like they might drop a lot of gil. Let's find out if they do. As Lucille heals and Erebus dishes out destruction, taking out one of the enemies on their own. Maybe the enemies in the water might give more experience. White crocodiles. $2,000 gil. That's more like it. Yeah, let's fight the enemies in the stream. They're dropping a lot more gil compared to their brethren. And it's stuff we've dealt with before. Shenwu levels up. Just a little bit more gil. I get the feeling we're gonna need it. $2,000 gil from a single opponent is definitely something useful to have. And these enemies are all susceptible to lightning and thunder magic. So just a few more rounds and we should be pretty good. And we get experience points for training in the waters. Kind of appropriate because we're going after the elemental fiend of water next. Maybe 1 or 2 more rounds should do it. Alright, let's see if we can find this desert trader. Said to be in the north of the desert between the trees. Could this be the place? And it is. The caravan. What a peaceful little spot, next to an oasis. For the burning heat, this seems like a really relaxed place. Left alone, no one to bother you. The desert trader, welcome. They're selling a bottled ferry, and we need 40,000 gil to obtain it. I think Gaia was looking for this ferry of the spring. Let's take this precious little ferry back home. With our airship, this shouldn't take long at all. Just like that, we're back in Gaia. Let's release this ferry back to their home. Alright, if it's a ferry of the spring, well, we naturally must be able to go to the spring. If we had more gil, we'd be buying more spells, but unfortunately that is not the case. Oh, went the wrong way to the spring. Let's follow the map. Ah, it's tucked away up here, near the north. Very well hidden away. So you can say hi to this ferry. Here you are. Hi. You're the ones who rescued me from that bottle. I'm so sorry about running away, but I was just so scared. I'll get you some oxyale from the bottom of the spring to make up for it, okay? Oxyale? What is this stuff, anyways? The fairy is returning the favor for being rescued. Surely this must be a useful item. You obtain oxyale. But what does it do? Air will flow out of that water for as long as you have it. Thanks for saving me, as the oxyale helps you out. It'll never run out of air, so you can use it to stay underwater as long as you like. Oh, that's exactly what we need. Thank you, Fairy of the Spring. We need to go back to the town of Onrak. Now we should be able to access the sunken shrine of Onrak. The little submarine could go under the water. However, you couldn't breathe under the water. But thanks to this oxyale, I think things are going to change. Just need to grab a little bit of gill for an inn visit. If we're going to go to the sunken shrine where potentially the elemental fiend of water resides, we need to be rested up. But we need to pay some gill to the innkeeper. $2,484 gill. That should be more than enough to suffice. Let's rest up one more time. 300 gill a night. Our warriors of light are fully healed and ready for whatever could lie ahead. If we're going to try and go to a sunken shrine, let's see if the coral sword, which is effective against aquatic enemies, will aid us. You have oxyale. You are the ones we've been waiting for. Please save the mermaids. It was some kind of spirit that was waiting for us. Do you want to get in the barrel? With the newly acquired oxyale, let's head out for the sunken shrine and seek out the elemental fiend of water and rescue the mermaids of this lost shrine. Turn the air encounters off for now. It's a big area. There are some rooms to explore. 2,000 gil. Another treasure chest in there. Let's turn the encounters on. White sharks. Oh, it ran away from us. What a victory that was. The warriors of light are so badass that a shark runs away. A sea troll and a sea scorpion. Sorry for the brief moment of absence there. I just had to think there for a moment. Is it really worth using the coral sword, even though it's useful on aquatic enemies? It is useful against aquatic enemies, but it is significantly weaker than the ice brand. I don't know. 9,900 gil. Use this antidote on Amano. We'll test out the coral sword a few more times to see if it is effective enough to justify using. It is effective against these creatures, but I don't know if it's more effective than our more powerful weapons in raw strength. I guess it doesn't really make a difference as long as you're winning, right? Let's try swapping the power staff for a mithril knife. Let's see if Erebus can dish out a little more raw attack power with a knife rather than a staff. A small heal to the party. Yeah, the ice brand's actually doing more damage just because of its raw strength. I think it's a good idea to just keep the ice brand equipped until we find something more potent and powerful. The sunken shrine has another 30 chests left, so maybe we'll find something powerful to replace our weapons. Maybe we'll even find the legendary Rosetta Stone inside here. And of course, the elemental fiend of water. It's good though, our training is really beginning to work out. These enemies are going down rather quickly, because they're all affiliated with a particular element. And now we don't need to jump in the menu every 2 seconds to heal the party, because even though it's a very small heal you get from Lucille and the healing staff, it's still every turn the whole party gets a little bit of health back. Water elementals. Erebus levels up. Let's swap it back to the power staff. Little area hidden over here. Look at the strength of Amano, Shenru, Lucille, and Erebus. A knight, a master, a white wizard, a black wizard. Lucille levels up. These enemies aren't presenting too much of a threat, which is very nice. Let's see what could be inside this chest. There's at least 3 more treasure chests here. Make that 4. Turn the encounters off for the moment, and let's go grab them. Maybe there could be something valuable inside these chests. They're waiting for us, the Warriors of Light, relics of a lost civilization. The chests contain diamond armor. This is perfect for Amano. Armor crafted from diamond that guards against lightning. So not only is it very good for defense, protects us against lightning attacks. Wonderful. If we go down this way, more treasure. A light axe. Another weapon for Amano. It's slightly weaker than the ice brand, with less accuracy, but it's an axe that is effective against the undead and casts Diara when used. So now Amano has 1 cast of level 1, 2, and 3 magic, and can now cast Diara an infinite number of times thanks to their light axe. A mage's staff. It's only meant for a mage after all. Oh, wow. It's only Erebus that can equip this. It has a bit more accuracy than the power staff, but it casts fire when used. Excellent. The perfect weapon so far for Erebus. Now Erebus can cast fire an infinite number of times. And 10,000, 200, 300. Wow, that's a lot of gil. Did we miss any more chests? This place has plenty of wonderful treasures. I'm actually going to turn the encounters on to test out some of this equipment we just found. A giant treasure room, just like the marsh cave. A mermaid. Oh, my prayers have been answered. Let's hope we can rescue these mermaids. If the light of the sea is lost, we will turn into sea foam and vanish forever. Oh no. We need to protect the mermaids. 1760 gil, 9,000 gil, and a diamond armlet. This is a direct upgrade to the ruby armlet. We're going to give it to Lucille. As our healer, she is very important, so let's give her as much defense as we can possibly give her. Whoops, didn't mean to go back there. Let's open every one of these doors. Another mermaid. One of our friends went to see the world above and hasn't returned. I wonder what she's doing now. I do hope she's alright. You can breathe underwater? How? How? That's the magic of the oxyale. 2750 gil. Save the sea. Restore light to the water crystal. The water crystal must be here then. 4150 gil. Are those the crystals the legends speak of? Just who are you? We are the warriors of light. This is the uppermost level of the shrine. The Kraken, the Fiend of water, nests on its lowest level. So that's the name of the elemental Fiend of water, the Kraken. While the Fiend of water lives, the light of the sea grows ever darker. We need to stop them. The Mirage Tower stands in the desert to the east of the continent, right? Well, I saw someone go into the tower. I heard the most lovely chiming sound. A chiming sound, you say? We'll need to remember that. An antidote. The chest contained a diamond shield. Another brilliant item. Now we have a shield and diamond armor to protect against lightning. So not only is it really good for defense, but we have lightning defense. Good for enemies that cast Fundaga. If the light of the sea is not restored, we will vanish as foam on the waves. 10,000 gil, 1150 gil. The game is being very generous with gil, which I think is fair. We just had to spend 40,000 gil to advance the story, so it's good that the game is giving us it back, as long as we play ball. We haven't checked out these lower areas yet. Must be a way to reach them. So there's one room we haven't explored yet. And there is free treasure chests inside. Here's the trick. If we go across the map like this, we end up on the other side. Diamond gloves, a diamond helm, and the final treasure. The Rosetta Stone, a key item. This is something we most certainly will need to understand the language of the Lufenian people. A tablet inscribed with ancient writing. We'll need to take this to someone who can unlock its true knowledge. 20 out of 32 chests have been unlocked. But check this out. Amano now has a light axe which is powerful against the undead and casts Diara, a diamond helm, diamond armor, and a diamond shield. 2 forms of protection against lightning, and a protect ring against instant death. And now we also have a mage's staff for Erebus. We've wanted something like this for Erebus for oh so long. A way to let Erebus cast magic without fearing about the limit of casts that we need to use. So now, Erebus can cast Fyra an infinite number of times, so long as we have the mage's staff. I love it. It really encourages you to use the mage as they were intended. So, Lucille can heal the whole party for a small amount of health, and Erebus can cast Fyra, and both of them can do it as many times as we wish. So now our little rotation, Amano and Shenwu will attack. Lucille will heal. And Erebus can attack the entire enemy party in a single go. This really boosts the Black Wizard's viability. Because now Erebus isn't just adding a little bit of chip damage onto the end of Amano and Shenwu's attacks. They are now perfectly capable of attacking the entire enemy team every single turn. Unless we want to cast something a little bit different. And we're not wasting any magic. Shenwu levels up. So now we need to come back from where we came. We've unlocked a lot of the treasures of this place. Poison. On the way to the elemental fiend of water, Kraken, we need to amass as much experience and gil as we possibly can. We need to be prepared to take this creature down. It threatens the land, the sea itself, turning it darker and darker. Need some antidotes. Thank you for making it this far in the video. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a little quick save here. This goes down into the depths, probably where Kraken resides. So I'm going to make a little quick save here, just to be safe. See you in a moment. Quick save complete. Alright. Let's go into the depths of the sunken shrine. We still have another 12 treasure chests, so still a lot to explore. So there's a way up on the top right. Let's go there first. Turn the encounters on. A small room. Preemptive strike. These enemies are ghosts. Let's test out our new light axe. And these enemies are weak against fire magic. So now Amano can cast Diara whenever they want. It won't be as powerful as when Lucille's doing it, but hey, it helps out. The party is getting a lot more variety in their attack and defense, which is very good to see. A water naga. A solid combination of two very powerful attacks, a healing staff to heal our party, and fire on the enemies. This should make quick work of anything in our way. A Sargon Prince. Fire again. Unlimited amount of times, how satisfying is that? It's insane how useful these items are that can cast spells, especially when you consider how easy they are to actually miss. So there's nothing in that lower area, so we are going in the right path. There's a little room down there with some treasure. Let's go open it up. Sea snakes and sea scorpions. Sea snakes and scorpions. Cast heal, Lucille. Shen Wu, attack. They're running away. Come back. Cast fire, Erebus. Light axe. Weapons to surpass all others. Use our antidotes. Cure ourselves right back up to pretty much full strength. 8,000 gil. Monsters. Free water elementals, but it's a preemptive strike. This should be pretty simple enough. Power flows within us all. 2 level ups. 7,000 gil. Very nice. By the time the next chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR starts, we should be able to afford a few maxed out black and white magic spells. Monsters. A trap. A variety of different enemies. Some of these enemies can inflict petrification, so we need to watch out. Fire, attack them all at once, Erebus. The potency of the Black Wizard on full display, hitting all the enemies at once before they can inflict us with a devastating status effect. The chest contained giant's gloves. What do they do? Gloves that cast saber when used. Fantastic. Can anyone equip them, though? They cast saber. No enemies are casting instant death at the moment, so we will equip the giant's gloves. These are gloves that cast saber, one of the most powerful black magic spells in the game. This boosts the potency of your caster and their accuracy. So if Amano wants to buff Shen Wu, all we gotta do is use our giant gloves. Oh, in fact, no, it only works on the user. Casting Saber on yourself boosts your attack and your accuracy. so Amano can now buff themselves. Oh, wow. The giant's gloves are magnificent, aren't they? So now Amano can cast Diara with the light axe. And buff themselves with a black magic spell called Saber. Monsters. We're going to use these giant's gloves to cast Saber and buff Amano, so that basically Amano can one-shot every enemy in sight, like their comrade, Shenwu. This will prove very useful for boss battles, of which I think we're about to bump into one very, very soon. So not only does it boost Shenwu's, well, it boosts Amano's attack, but their accuracy as well, upping the chance they'll attack multiple times. Basically, the buff makes their attack exponentially more powerful. Another light axe. Alright. It'd be really cool if Lucille could use the light axe. I think that would be really awesome. But that's the hand we're dealt. Use some potions. Four more chests left in the sunken shrine. I think we're getting close to the end. And there they are. A monster guarding them. Healing up. This perfect balance of healing, offensive magic, and raw attack is really letting us steamroll our way through the sunken shrine. But I don't think the elemental fiend of water will be so trivial. Excellent. I have to explain this now. The chest contained a ribbon. The ribbon is a special equipment item. It's so good that it's basically in a majority of the Final Fantasy games. It's a simple, humble little ribbon, but it is very potent. The ribbon is a simple equipment item that guards against elemental attacks and status effects. Pretty much how the ribbon works in all of the games is when it's equipped, you're immune to all status effects. Basically the ultimate thing to guard against any kind of detrimental effects. It doesn't give you much defense, but it gives you perfect defense against elemental and status effects. We're going to give this to Lucille. Not only can I imagine Lucille looking quite pretty with a ribbon on, but Lucille has a lot of answers to enemies, being able to cure other party members of status effects. So while she may remain immune to status effects, her friends aren't, but she has the white magic to cure everything. So now, Lucille is protected against all status effects and instant death. Keep our healer as protected as we possibly can. She is pretty much the heart of the entire party of Warriors of Light. There are no more chests left. All that must be left is the elemental fiend, Kraken. Where are you? I see it on the map. The water crystal. We are growing ever so closer to our objective and the end of this chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR. We have a boss battle ahead of us. Amano, Shenwu, Lucille, and Erebus have ascended due to the blessing of the Dragon King Bahamut and have become a knight, a master, a white wizard, and a black wizard. Before we go into what is no doubt going to be a boss battle, make sure we are fully restored. And we're going to make a quick save, just in case. Now, let's put our skills to the test. Keep the giant's gloves on and the light axe. Keep our party optimal. Alright. Thank you for making it this far in the video. And now let's take on Kraken, the elemental fiend of water, and bring the crystals back to Grace.
You humans do impress. I would not have thought to see you here. Kraken. But do you really think you can defeat the Fiend of Water here in my own domain? Fools, these dark depths shall be your tomb.
Now we begin. A battle against the legendary dark elemental fiend, Kraken. We're going to use our new giant's gloves to buff Amano. Attack with Shenwu. And we are going to use Lucille's Proterra to raise the party's defense. We're also going to cast Haste on Shenwu to boost their number of attacks. We need to buff our physical attackers and keep the team protected. Proterra should be a good start. Defend. Allow the casters to cast their spells and increase our chances of victory. In case Kraken decides to cast spells, I'm going to protect with Null Shock and cast Haste on Amano as well. Now our physical attackers are pretty much maxed out. Null Shock to protect against thunder spells. We're going to use Amano's white magic on Shenwu. To cast Null Frost. And then Thunderga on Kraken. Ink. This will make it harder for Amano to hit Kraken. Amano is able to use white magic as well. Now he will use eye drops to cure blindness. We're going to cast Volcara to lower Kraken's evasion. Our team is well prepared for this. Now we are protected against fire, ice, and lightning. Keep our defenses strong. Going to cast Holy with Lucille. Going to cast Haste on Amano to really max out their attack. With our team fully reinforced and holy magic, we can now max out the amount of damage we can inflict on the dark elemental fiend, Kraken. Now, it's time to go all out. Full on assault. Cast Holy. Cast Blizziga. Everyone working together to slay Kraken. With the power of teamwork, and the final blow decided by Amano's light axe, Kraken, the dark elemental fiend of water, sinks into the depths, allowing us to restore the crystals to grace, as victory is ours. Well done, warriors of light. Your newfound strength served you very well, able to protect each other, boost each other to their fullest potential, and take down a very dangerous foe in Kraken. Now, all that is left is to restore the water crystal to grace, save the oceans and the mermaids. That is free crystals restored to grace. This is the altar of water from which the power of water flows forth. Let's leave this place now. Our warriors of light are doing me very proud, all 4 of you. We have a colossal amount of gil. So before we draw an end to this chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR, let's go shopping. We're going to buy Hilaga for Lucille. This will complete her level 7 spells. And now, we're going to get some level 7 magic for Erebus as well. We don't need to cast Saber, because now Amano can use that. So we will buy Blind for Erebus, allowing them to use the power of darkness to make it unlikely our allies will be hit by physical attacks. Now, before we go to the inn and rest up, we can rest easy knowing that we have saved the waters from the influence of the dark elemental fiend, known as Kraken. Look how far our adventure has brought us. Amano, being a humble warrior, can now use white magic on lower levels. Zhenwu has an incredible amount of attack and defense. Lucille has a variety of supportive and now offensive white magic. Even Lucille, with the power of Holy, was able to inflict powerful damage upon Kraken, and with support. Look at the whole party cured pretty much in one go. And Erebus is almost reaching their max potential with devastating black magic. This leaves only one crystal left to restore to grace, the wind crystal. But how do we find it? I think the only clue we have so far is that there is the tribe of Lufenians that we cannot understand. However, if we take the Rosetta Stone to a certain scholar who apparently knows everything, we might be able to understand the Lufenians' words and guide us to the Wind Crystal. But that will be for the next chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR. Thank you for this slightly longer Final Fantasy video than usual. It is an absolute pleasure for me to bring this classic ASMR gaming experience to every single one of you. And before we rest up, please let me know what you think of this series by liking, commenting, and subscribing. It helps more people find this adventure too, and it puts a smile on my face, as well as Amano, Zhenwu, Lucille, and Erebus. We're all happy to have you here, my friends. Now, take care of yourselves. Pleasant dreams, and as always, this is your friend, Alakazam ASMR. wishing that you, Warriors of Light, have a wonderful day. Take care, Warriors of Light, and my dear friends. And I'll see you in the next chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR. See you soon, my friends.